Ciao, Juventus fans. Welcome back to the channel. First off, I want to say happy 4th of July. If you're from the United States, if you're an American, today's a big holiday for us Americans. Happy 4th of July. But also, the reason I bring that up is to go on is hopefully, the reason that we celebrate 4th of July is celebrating the United States independence from England, from the United Kingdom. So what we're hoping for is that, in about a week from today, Italy can also celebrate by defeating England in the World Cup, the Euro final on July 11th, 2021, similarly celebrating defeating the English. Anyway, we got a big show for you today. Some big news dropped today regarding Ronaldo and potentially a new contract with the club. What are we looking at there? Are we excited about it? What does that mean for the future of Juventus? Then we've got Rugani wants to stay at Juventus. And then we also have Berna to Lazio and Frabotta news. So stay tuned and we'll fill you in now. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro. Today is Sunday, July 4th, 2021. And before you do anything, go ahead and hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get notified as soon as our videos drop. We'll be doing them regularly every single day. So before then, I guess let's just go ahead and get into the big story of the day of what we have, and that's the big name everybody cares about most fans will be clamoring to hear about. What is the situation with Cristiano Ronaldo and the Juventus club? So one big kind of like bombshell drop by Gazzetta dello Sport yesterday, just saying that Jorge Mendes in recent days has asked Juventus for the possibility of a contract extension for Ronaldo until 2023. So let's sit back and just say, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts? My thoughts. It's been a difficult situation with Ronaldo. Like I said, I'm beating a dead horse at this point. Yes, I do think Ronaldo is the greatest player to ever play the sport. Problem is his time at Juventus hasn't exactly been fruitful. If anything, you could say Juventus has taken a step back from where they were prior to his signing in 2018. Going forward, I don't know. Like if Ronaldo. I'm kind of surprised that he's asking for a contract extension. Does that mean maybe he sees a future with Juventus and wants to remain entered in? Maybe he realizes that they're the only ones that'll pay him his salaries. Even I would imagine that PSG would have paid those wages, but they're not losing Kylian Mbappe as it stands right now. Going forward, and then there's the whole situation with Manchester United. Of course, again, my dream trade would be him and Pogba for each other this summer. Doesn't appear that's going to happen. It also appears that there's reports going on that PSG is really starting to turn up the heat when it comes to pursuing Pogba for either somehow this summer or really for the next Mercado, signing him on a free. That would be an unfortunate set of circumstances for me personally. I'd prefer to see the opposite happen. Not anything against Ronaldo, but it's just it hasn't worked into the system that Juventus has really had. To really be successful with Ronaldo, I feel like you would have to completely rework everything that is Juventus right now. And especially it's been Juventus for like the last 10 years to get him the guys that he needs to help provide, just really to just set him up over and over again. Again, make comparisons between him. I think that Ronaldo is the greatest to ever play the sport, but the problem is, he doesn't do like Michael Jordan, like how he plays. Whenever Michael Jordan plays, he goes out there and put the team on his back. Ronaldo does not do that. We saw flashes of that maybe the 2019-2020 season where there were more than a couple matches where he ended up scoring at the end to win it, kind of willed them to win. But really, I haven't seen that since then. He's been really kind of a disappointment, honestly. So the way I kind of look at it is, here's the thing, is if you sign him for an extension, is he holding... I've been saying he's been holding the club hostage, at least during this transfer market. Does he continue to do that going forward? Also, what are Allegri's thoughts? We've had Allegri talk about it, or not talk about it, but we've had from out of Allegri's camp, it seems like his future is Ronaldo-less. He was planning a Ronaldo-less future. Could the two find an amicable solution to work together to try to find success for this club, for him to try to make, the Champions League dream happen with the club. Allegri, what he's bringing to the table. He's successful when it comes to getting far in the Champions League, whatever he's doing. But can the two work together? That's what I'm wondering. That's where I sit back. And then also, what are the influences this is going to have on the Mercado going forward? That's a large sum of money that the club is losing out on. That they could use to potentially, you're not losing out on, but like I guess let me rephrase that. That you're the asset that you're putting toward him rather than, I don't know why I'm blanking on the word. I'm usually pretty good with this, but not right now. You're allocating, there we go, allocating all these funds for Ronaldo. That means you can't use those for other players in the transfer market. What does that mean because we've got, all these rumors and reports about how really Ronaldo is the key to the future when it comes to the club. What does that mean when it comes to players that they are going to be pursuing? We talk about different strikers. I guess if Ronaldo stays, that takes Vlahovic off the table, which is unfortunate because I think Vlahovic could be the next big Juve guy. I would love to see him at Juventus. But then what does that mean? Who is going to be your replacement for Ronaldo then going forward? If you're not Ronaldo, for what is your replacement for the target you were going after with Ronaldo staying? So who's going to be that second striker? Are you going to go after a young, promising striker like we've heard reports from? Are we going for like a lower tier guy? What is it? Who are we going for? What would be that option? And that's what I'm interested to see, because it's that guy who we're going to put the future on. Like, no offense, Ronaldo, he could sign until 2023. Yeah, but what does that mean after that? So that's where I stand on it. What are your thoughts on the Ronaldo situation? Are you a Ronaldo fan? Are you a Juve? Okay, when I say this, okay, there's been a lot of, and I understand. When I say understand it, I understand, but I don't understand it. I get that there are a lot of fans that are player-centric. I've never grown up that way. I've never understood that thing, but I've also grew up in the United States, where it's a lot of college sports here locally in the state that I live in. It's college oriented, so you're more team focused, not player focused. I really don't believe in I don't want to say don't believe because that's insensitive, but like I don't understand the being able to jump from team to team with a player kind of situation. I believe more in the sticking with your team, and your team is your team. So Juventus first. Ronaldo he's a great piece to have, but I can never just be only a Ronaldo fan and just following him. So if you are a Ronaldo fan here, I'd like to hear your perspective. I want to hear your thoughts on the matter. I know a lot of Ronaldo fans, at least this may be also a vocal minority. The problem with Ronaldo and anybody of that stature, you get tons of vocal fans on social media and all this that take over and maybe give it a bad name that you wouldn't get otherwise. So if you are a Ronaldo fan, please reach out to us. Let us know in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the situation? What do you think about Ronaldo at Juventus? We've heard a lot of negative. We've heard a lot of this. Do you see positive that could come out of this? And what is your preference? So I'd like to hear that down below. All right, let's move on. I apologize. Allergies are still really bad. Anyway, let's move on to the next story of the day. That is Paulo Dybala. It's Tuttosport is saying that renewing Dybala's contract is the priority. The moment he returns to Turin, and that should be about, I think the 10th or 11th of this month. That's what it's saying. Sorry. It's all, in America, we do month, day, year. Otherwise, everywhere else, basically, it's another one of those things, metric system, whatever. We do the opposite of everybody else. So it's confusing to me when it's day, month, or whatever. So anyway, the club will sit down with his manager. That's Tuttosport that's reporting that. Good. Like I said, at this point, just get it done. I know yesterday we were having reports saying that, Dybala has decided to accept that 10 million euro offer. We'll see what goes with that. We'll see what kind of maybe bonuses or whatever benefits that he can get from that. Work out that deal. What does that mean for him for the future going forward? Then we could move on to Rugani. This is Rugani with the Tutto Mercato Web saying, and I think this is directly from him, saying that after being at Cagliari, I will return to Juventus and make myself available. I have another 3 years of my contract. I would like to stay, but we have to talk. And as always, everyone will make their own evaluations. So I don't want to say he's holding the club hostage either, because Rugani can't. He's not that kind of player. He definitely is a situation that I didn't realize that he had 3 more years on his contract. That's terrifying to me, how long that he had with the club that he was signed up for. Like I said, he has not impressed me. Not excited about him to be back. Hopefully, my main goal when it comes to this is just find somewhere else to ship him off. Maybe you can trade him somewhere, maybe whatever, but more likely it's going to be a loan. We'll see if somebody else can take him up on loan for this coming year. I'm just not a believer in Rugani or any of the things that he does for the club. All right, and then we got some Pjanic news from Mundo Deportivo. They're saying that Pjanic could terminate his contract with Barcelona, and then saying Juventus, PSG, and Inter are keeping an eye on the situation. Again, I don't feel the need to spend a lot of time on this and to keep reporting, but we're just going to get these little, murmurs here and there about the player. To me, Pjanic is a last-ditch option if you need to add a player at the end of the Mercado and things just aren't working out. For right now, he should not even be. Okay, he can be on the radar, but he can be on the very edge of the scope of the radar. He doesn't need to be any sort of term or way an option, or not an option, a target, if that makes sense. All right, and then we go to Corriere dello Sport, and they're talking about Vanderson, saying that Vanderson has been offered to Juventus for 8 million euros. That's his price tag. The club is thinking about bringing him in via a Serie A club to avoid taking up a non-EU spot. You get 2 of those every transfer window. So yeah, if you're not a European player, you have to have either an Italian passport or something like that. If not, he will take up a spot. So they're looking at bringing possibly Vanderson in. Okay. So they're wanting 8 million euros. If you go to his bio, he's valued right now in the transfer market only about 2 million euros, but he is 20 years old. He's a young player. He's a right back at Cremio, and he's under contract until 2025. So I'm guessing that's where that 8 million can come out, just because he has a longer contract with them currently. When it comes to this player, I don't know exactly what the future is for him. Is there an option for him to play maybe on the U23 club? I don't know how solid of an option he is for a current right back, but the way I look at it is if you can bring him in, loan him out, via another club, all the better. Either if you're going to do it for Plus Venenza in the future, or if he can, prove himself at one of these Serie A clubs, and then maybe join Juventus later. So something to keep an eye on for now. Then Juventus News 24 is reporting about Perin, saying that if Perin decides to leave, Juventus will ask for 10 million euros. As we know, Perin has been an option for the second goalkeeper role, period. If they need it. If not, if Sirigu or whoever else doesn't work out. But it seems, he may be intent on leaving Juventus to go to another club, so that way he can start and that he can be the guy there to try to prove himself for the Italian national team. 10 million euros is what it will cost for him there. Then we got El Tempo talking about your favorite guy, Bernardeschi, saying that Lazio are trying for Bernardeschi. His contract with Juve expires next year, and he can leave for a lower price. So what does that mean? This is one that I'm a little bit iffy on. The source it's not a well-known source, or at least to me, it's not one of the better, higher sources that I trust. This is more just a rumor to keep an eye on. Who knows? We get rumors of this all the time. Somebody's going to go after this player. Somebody's going to go after that player. I don't believe it until I see it. I also, there's been lots of talks of Allegri feeling like Bernardeschi could be the guy that he could work up and, possibly get something out of that we haven't seen out of him the last few years or so, especially since Allegri left. We'll keep an eye on it. See if Maurizio Sarri actually wants him at Lazio. Maybe he does. He had experience with the player while he was at Juventus. He trusted him a lot more than I feel like Pirlo did this year. So we'll see what happens there. Just something to monitor for now. I'm just going to say right now to all of you, there's a lot of you probably that are thinking this right now. Just don't get your hopes up that he'll be gone this year. We'll see what happens, but don't get your hopes up. And then finally, the final report that we have is regarding Frabotta from La Repubblica, saying that Allegri would like to watch Frabotta from up close before making a decision. As we know, we've heard lots of rumors that Frabotta is going to be a target for multiple different clubs, multiple different, I think we had Genoa on the table, we had Atalanta, players like that are interested in the player. But I think similar to the situation with Fagioli and Rovella, he wants to, work him out in the preseason stuff, get up close, just a review of him to see what the player can do and see if maybe he might change his mind and maybe he will have a spot with Juventus again this year. Just keep an eye on that going forward. We've had a lot of back and forth. As Frabotta is going to be sold to this place, Frabotta can go on loan, whatever. Keep an eye on it. Just an option going forward, especially if we need any more at that back position. But that's all the news I have for you today. The big story of the day obviously was Ronaldo and the situation with him. Are we about to see him sign another contract to extend it out a little bit longer, his time at Juventus? What does that mean for the future? Again, let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your opinions on it. And I would love to hear, are you excited about it? Are you nervous about it? What are your opinions on that? But again, like I said, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon to be notified of all our videos as soon as they drop. You get the latest news as soon as it is hot and fresh before something else happens. Follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone and follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri, and Forza Azzurri.